So Nori has done it again. You did it again, Nori. Nori has gotten another celebrity drunk on Drink Champs and got them acting a fool. So if you don't know, Nori had Irv Gotti and Ja Rule on Drink Champs, to chop it up. Mostly it was a Irv Gotti interview with some, a couple lines in there from Ja. Irv's talking a lot about, the movies he's working on, his TV show past, him and Ja Rule's, history in the music industry, relationship with Jay and DMX, and how it was all rocking with each other, and give you like a couple of inside stories. But the number one topic that everybody's talking about is how hard he went at Ashanti, called her a traitor, saying she left the group or left Murder Inc. when they needed her the most. When he needed her the most, they was a family and she betrayed them. But even more than that is how graphic he went into their relationship that they were having. Now, there were rumors for a while that Ashanti and Irv Gotti had been messing around back in the day, and he was kind of heartbroken when Ashanti ended up going out with Nelly. But I mean, if there was ever any doubt by anybody that was just rumors, hearsay, and Irv came through and let y'all know, yeah, we was together. Irv was like, him and Ashanti was messing with each other. Her song Happy came out after they had sex. He's talking about they used to have sex and go do stuff and talk. He enjoyed it. He loved her. He thought they was in love. He said he found out that she was with Nelly watching a basketball game, and then they announced that, oh, it's a commotion. What's all that? And then come back and they say, oh, we didn't know what the commotion was. Nelly just came in with Ashanti. Now, throughout the whole time he was talking, everybody was like, seems like you kind of heard about this. Nori was saying that. Ja was kind of saying a couple of things too. Irv kept saying, I'm not mad. This was in the past. I'm just letting you know how I was feeling in. But the way he was talking and the way Irv kept coming back to Ashanti, like at one point they started asking him about him and Lloyd's beef, Irv Gotti and Lloyd's beef, and what's going on with that. And he was talking about how they was cool until he saw Lloyd in a music video with G-Unit, who, Murder Inc. was beefing with real heavy, real hard. Still to this day, Irv Gotti and Ja Rule don't like 50. And then somehow it all flipped right back over to Ashanti, and it just like, you hear the level of anger he had for her, even calling out her name, calling her a B word. I mean, it came off kind of like somebody he want that old thing back. He's still stuck on her. She's the woman that got away. He miss her. And he just hasn't been able to reconcile with the fact that she don't want him no more. Even though he may say he doesn't care, and maybe to some degree he's fine with it, he's accepted it, but I definitely think that there's some hurt in there. And when you put the drugs he was smoking, and you put the alcohol, it was all coming out of him. He was coming out of him rage. And it was like he was feeling it all over again as he was telling these stories. He was feeling the betrayal, her turning her back on him, her messing with Nelly. He was saying all these things. And it all started because they was talking about Ashanti wanted her masters back. And Irv Gotti was saying, well, he never charged any of his artists 360 deals, so only way he makes money off of their product is through the masters. And Irv was saying, like, a lot of his songs, he was working on it. He was writing those songs where she was writing, but he was working with her on those beats and the concepts. That's his music. It was made under him. But he was just going off on tangents. Irv was going off. And I didn't like him calling out of her name. Ja Rule did say something. He came and said, like, you gotta stop calling out of her name. Irv apologized, and he's apologized just for saying the B word in general. Fat Joe even chimed in on it, said that Irv Gotti was a sucker, and it just seems like he just want her back, and he's still missing on her and all that stuff. And a lot of people are saying it. A lot of people are saying what it looks like, because it looks like that. It looks like you got hurt feelings that Ashanti don't want you no more. And somewhere deep down, and he may feel like he over it, but somewhere deep down, all that resentment and anger comes out. And I don't think it's just because she didn't want to rock with Murder Inc. no more when y'all was going under your criminal investigation with the feds. I think it's because she didn't want you no more, Irv. Irv says he was married, but he really wasn't checking for his wife at the time, and it seems like that he wanted Ashanti to be his wife. I know a lot of the dudes was talking about they had no idea they was messing with each other. It was real hush hush even within the camp. And partially because Irv, this was his artist. He wanted her to be respected. He had a wife. He doesn't want that to get out there. And he wanted it to be like nobody can mess with her because she's part of the family. That's the way the artist was put to them. But yeah, clearly, I don't know. According to Irv, they had a relationship. They had a loving relationship. It was very serious, and it ended. And he was hurt. It seemed like he still hurt over it. But definitely was wrong for calling out of her name. I think that if he was of sound mind and hadn't been smoking and drinking so much, he would have checked himself a little bit harder. But I do see how they don't get along, and how Ashanti can get her star to Walk of Fame and not have him there. He don't show up. And sometimes that's best. They made history together. He even said that they made history together. They made great music, timeless music that Ashanti can go on tour with for the rest of her life. She never needs to make a new hit. But sometimes people are meant to be in your life for a short amount of time, and it just seems like whatever their past is, whether it's exactly how Irv said it in that podcast, or there's another side to it, or Ashanti's side to it, or whatever, somewhere in the middle. Maybe it just seems like they're best separated. And I think Irv needs to stop talking about it, man, and get back to just clowning 50. Because when you clown 50, we laugh, and we laugh with you. But when you clowning and you going hard at this female who's never publicly said anything negative about you, and you have so much hatred and animosity towards her because she won't do your shows, or she won't do a reunion tour, or because she doesn't want anything to do with you, it just kind of comes off like you sad because she's doing that to you. Not for the Murder Inc., not for the group, for the family, but to you. Because Ja's okay with it. And her and Ja can still make money and go on tour together and do a lot. She's got a problem with you. So, and maybe we seeing why. Nothing wrong with being hurt, man. Nothing wrong with admitting it. You said you admit you was hurt, and you said you was hurt back then. But I think if you're honest with yourself, you're hurt right now. You're hurt right now. And a woman can hurt a man like nothing else. I understand it, brother. But hopefully you get that together. But regardless of what happens, it was a great piece of content. It's like over 3 hours. I haven't finished all of it. I've watched most of it. I'm going to get back to the rest of it. But pretty much the parts I've seen are the parts that everybody's talking about. And crazy stuff. Good episode by Nori. That slick bastard knew how to get y'all. And he got y'all coming there knowing y'all about to be drinking on camera. And he still got y'all there. Y'all be talking. And it's funny. But it was good. It wasn't all negative. They had some good funny stories and talking and stuff. It was a good time.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.